Chipotle, and I wanted to do something that like reflected what I want to do in college, which is business administration. And so I basically followed around my general manager, and I figured out like what the top things would make a general manager at Chipotle. And so the first one was scheduling, because that's like the main thing that he does that's really important, and it's based upon reports and like projected sales. And then the next thing is vision and culture, and culture is a huge thing at Chipotle. We always want to have high standards and top performers, and also connecting with your team is very important, because without like a good team we wouldn't be able to do what we do every day in hectic situations. And then the journey to success is becoming a general manager. 97% of general managers are crew members, so you can always have opportunity there.
So I worked at North Shore 104.9. I wrote North Shore happenings for them. I stamped bumper stickers, did coffee time runs for winners of coffee breaks. I got to go to like a community fair where I got to meet people and learn how to talk to people, present myself. So yeah, this has definitely prepared me, you know, for college and stuff like that, because I learned how to talk to people. I learned how to present myself in like a business. So yeah, it was fun.
So I did the interior design of different styled homes. I did contemporary, weekend retreat, southwestern, and modern. So I picked out the fabric, the different styled fabrics, and I just went from there. And I tried to incorporate the color blue into all of the different designs, so it would like show like how you can do that and how different everything was.
All right.
So yeah.
Thank you.
So what I did for my internship for the Beverly Farmers Market is I applied for a grant, which won. It was the Women in Action for Healthy Children and Families grant, and it's going to help support our SNAP incentive program, which subsidizes the food budgets for people purchasing food at the farmers market using SNAP. And then afterwards I put together a presentation, this on my computer, not this one. This one's for just the fair, but this one here is for the city council, and it's just going over all the reasons why the farmers market is an important aspect of our community.
So what I made was a phone charger with just a battery, and I said, hey, I'm gonna have to replace this battery all the time. So what I made was a little more complicated one, which is a solar powered one, and inside is a rechargeable battery. So the solar powered charges the rechargeable battery, and the battery inside charges the phone.
My group made a short film. It's called Love and Reality. It's a journey of self-discovery and whatnot. The cast is really diverse. There's 5 characters. One of them's pansexual who's dating someone who's agendered. There's someone who's asexual and someone who's bisexual. But they all kind of come about this revelation through the course of the movie. So it's really the story of how that happened. And it's kind of also typical teenage drama. Did you not? The typical like teenage high school drama. Like, it's really cliche. But yeah, that's what it's about. It's 35 minutes long. Original music, original script, everything. So yeah, it was fun.
I did some artworks about comparing Chinese and American things. Like those are Chinese buildings and American buildings. My old school and Beverly High School, and are those like American food, and those are actually Chinese food, and those are Chinese traditional clothes from different minority groups.
Do you want to do art in college? Or?
Actually, I'm thinking about majoring in advertising when I go to college, so that's why I want to kind of do something with my hand to know where I am, what I can do.
So, us 4 were at BevCam for about 4 weeks, and we did multiple projects and exchanged jobs like editing and directing. And some of the things we did, we started a music video. And what else did we do? This is a boating video, safe boating. And our very first project was a sexual awareness video with the mayor. We interviewed the mayor, and that was cool.
We had a lot of fun interviewing with BevCam. We got a lot of new experiences. I got to learn how to use Adobe Premiere Pro, which is really awesome. And we got to learn how to use BevCam's lighting and sound equipment, and how to tech direct. And we got to enhance the skills we already had while learning new skills. And got to have a lot of really cool experiences that really help us know that this is what we want to do in college and afterwards. And I think that I'll be really prepared now for media in college at Marymount Manhattan.
I confirmed my love of communication, and I know that that's definitely what I want to do in college now. But I did learn a lot. I learned how to use a field camera and editing, and it was just a lot of fun.
For my project, I student directed the musical at Briscoe, and I designed all of the set and managed the booth, which consisted of giving all the lighting cues and sound cues for everyone.
That's awesome. Do you want to do theater, like when you go off to college?
Yeah, I'm actually going to Emerson next year to study theater, technology, and design.
Okay, cool.
The moral of the story here is do not get chickens if you are not willing to have your whole house smell like chicken poop, because, well, my whole project was like nature versus nurture, where I nurtured Group A. Like, I raised them, I gave them like dinner scraps along with like mealworms, like food, like the royal like luxuries of like being a chicken is what I did for them. And you can see that like Group B, I just gave food, water, stuck them in the box like, you know, usual people do. Like, like a farmer would just give them food, water. They wouldn't like play with them like I would, or like give them dinner scraps. So like you can see, like I weighed them every day, and then I calculated the average. And Group A, the ones I fed the most, have a like almost like 100 grams more average than Group B. So like you can see that like humans change animals, and like humans pick what they like and they make it better. Like, I know that might be confusing, but like artificial selection, kind of like AP Bio, where it's like you pick the traits you like and you breed them more and more, and like that's how these fluffy chickens came to be. Someone saw this mutated chicken and was like, I like it, I want more, and they bred it with another and it came out again, and then they kept doing that. And it's like, that wouldn't happen if we didn't interfere. So like, you know, kind of like I did this. If I didn't have anything to do with these chickens, they probably wouldn't be like the nicest. Like, these ones are nice, like they behave nice because I've handled them, I hand raised them, like kind of like a puppy. If you don't hand raise it and like play with it every day, it's not the nicest puppy. So like, you know.
Alright, so for my internship, I went to North Beverly Elementary School and worked with the third graders in Mrs. Scanto's class. And pretty much every day I would just come in and do anything she needed me to do, whether it be correcting work or helping the kids with different math skills or joining reading groups. And it was really fun, and I learned a lot, and it kind of made me change my thoughts about what I'm going to do when I get older, and I'm going to try to double major in elementary education now.
So I was at Osram Sylvania, which is a lighting company. They do about $5.1 billion in revenue a year, and I was in the legal department. My guide was Christiana Reed, and she's the head of commercial counsel there. So a lot of what I did was shadowing in on meetings, so I would follow her to meetings, take notes. I sat in a lot of conference calls, and I kind of learned what they talk about in these meetings, as well as like the language they use, and what kind of goes on in a legal setting. Another thing I did was I got a lot of interviews that were set up for me with other people around the company. In these interviews, I was the one interviewing, so I got to talk to people in finance, marketing, global purchasing managers, and I got to talk to a lot of people who do the work on the ground, do the footwork, like the financial analysis, stuff like that, but also people who are like middle and upper management. So I really got the full spectrum of workers there, and I got to ask them where they went to college, how they got to their job, what internships they did. And it was really cool to learn what these people did to get to where they are, and it really like solidified what I want to do in my life. So I'd always want to do finance, and I kind of learned that law is something I'm also interested in. So I had a really good time. I talked to a lot of people, met a lot of people, and I ended up having a lot of fun, so I enjoyed it.
We wanted to demonstrate how to make a garden self-sustainable and make something that could benefit the school for an infinite amount of time. How to like just build a garden. It's a really good skill to know, and you know, produce your own food.
We also learned what it's like to work in a team, but not in a classroom setting.
Yeah.
So it's real world teamwork.
So for my project, I did different diets for 4 weeks. So the first week was vegan, the second week was paleo, the third week was gluten-free, and then the last week was eating clean. It was pretty difficult,
but it was a lot of fun. And I took pictures of everything I ate and I uploaded them to a Tumblr, and I kept track of all the things I ate and I put it in my food journal. And it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about portion size, about what you need to eat, watched a lot of documentaries, tried a lot of new different foods, and it was a lot of fun.
So I worked with a breast cancer surgeon at Beth Israel Hospital in Boston, and all the starred people are specialists that I was able to work with for a day or two, but I mostly worked with the surgeon, and I was able to go through the whole treatment plan with patients and then be able to follow them throughout. So it starts with a diagnosis, which would be done by the pathologist or radiologist. Pathology is the study of abnormal cells, so there'll be a needle core biopsy, which will be sent to PATH and reviewed. And then the radiologists go over different types of imaging. There's MRIs, mammograms, and ultrasounds. Those give your diagnosis, and after that you'll be sent to a surgeon, and there's two types of surgeries that you can pick from, a mastectomy and a lumpectomy. And then after that you're treated with radiation and chemotherapy.
So I was interning at a chemical engineering company in the Cummings Center. They design loop reactors, so basically I helped them out with that. I have a log of what I did every day and some pictures of the office. These are technical drawings, P and IDs, and I would edit them or correct them. So actually, that's not what I did. I would look over to make sure that all of the edits were transferred to the AutoCAD version of it over there. And then I also compiled a quotation for a company, a client that was going to potentially order some parts from us.
So we created a variety show called Beverly Tonight, and it's about like the Beverly High School in the community, and we used sort of the trademarks that everybody knows. Like we have Mr. Reardon's Twitter, which is what's playing right now. We took tweets and put them in thank you note style, like Jimmy Fallon does. And then we have more with Miss Fecto and no eating in the library.
We had a tribute to Mr. Leahy's love of Irish music by parodying the More Cowbell sketch from Saturday Night Live. We did a little game show portion called Egg Trivia, where seniors would be asked questions about Beverly, and if they got it right, then they would crack an egg over the other person's head.
Okay, so I made birdhouses with my dad that resembled motif number 1 in Rockport, and we sell them in a boutique in Rockport, and also up in Booth Bay, Maine, and through mail order, and right here. So yeah, and it was a fun experience and good learning experience for marketing, and a ton of fun.